did not put this in a notification, which is my own fault. I got caught up in this evening's events. Um, so I'll wait a moment or two uh, to get people on. Ow. All right. Um, hello, hello. Hey, I've got somebody good. Hey, I'm just gonna wait a few more seconds. I forgot to tell everybody, and I got caught up in watching a TV program Jerry Ann and I have been watching over the last couple weekends called Ancient Apocalypse, and it's about all the different possible. Hello, Elaine, Ellie, I think, and Miss Sheila is here. Um, my week has actually gone really well, Sheila. I'm actually surprised at how well it went. Because there was 1 or 2 days where I was like, oh, I'm working with. I was working with somebody I just don't always get along with, and try to avoid. Um, yes, Elaine, this is your first time being on my live. I'm actually glad you made it. Like I said, I did not let everybody know. I just kind of like surprise. Um, but like I was saying, I wanted to do this earlier, but I got caught up with Jerry watching this program called Ancient Apocalypse. It's on Netflix, and it's actually very interesting because it talks about ancient civilizations and the ice age, and just pre prehistorical people. Um, so it was interesting. Oreo is actually doing a little bit better. The one thing I noticed that we have problems with Oreo is, well, you can't really help it when you're dealing with Fluffy because they do get rambunctious and sometimes accidentally give you a nip because you moved the toy away too quickly. And she is very food oriented. So anytime anybody tries to have a snack or some kind of food item out in the living room, well, she's not really a beggar unless it's certain. I'm so sorry, talking too fast. Unless it's certain kinds of foods, she is unfortunately she's gotten herself oriented where if Jerry goes to eat pretzels, the gluten-free pretzels, the dog wants to have some. Unfortunately, we learned that those particular pretzels are not exactly good for the puppy because of its ingredients. Um, so it's kind of like, nope, can't have these anymore. Sorry. Um, I'm just hoping some of the other items that Jerry has been feeding her doesn't get to her. I tried to explain to Jerry, or maybe I didn't. I don't remember, but I thought, let's use that word. I thought I explained to Jerry that I did not want the Oreo to get food oriented with people food because don't know how it's going to affect her. Let's see here. Yeah, my I just started a new med. Okay, never heard of that one. No side effects so far. That's good. Um, we actually have plans for tomorrow. We're going to. Oh goodness, I am so sorry, folks. We're going to go to St. Robert to go to the German restaurant that's out there. We think we know where they moved. It's called the Hub. It's just getting from here to there without getting lost. But if I knew Jerry was going to plan a trip to have some German food, I would have tried to plan a whole lot more ahead and go to go to Herman and get some real good, authentic German food from the Herman Winery up there. What have you done for your own self care this week? Spent a lot of time in here journaling and just thinking about things and trying to keep from being um, what looks like I'm drugged and zombified because before I got a hold of my doctor to see if we can switch these medicines that are making me sleepy to nighttime, um, for the most part of the day, I was like, I take the medication, and for like 3 hours straight, I was just like, ah, ah, So um, I love German food. I mean, do you like sauerkraut? Yes, I like sauerkraut with my brats and Bierwurst and Weitwurst and um, all the different wursts that I'm used to from Germany. Um, I have a recipe for schnitzel. I also get the closer we get to Oktoberfest, um, Aldi's has like German dishes and whatnot, and they sell this box of prepackaged, pre-made schnitzel that all I have to do is recook it. I basically throw it either I can throw it in the oven or I can cook it on the stove with a little bit of oil in a pan. And I usually make what they were calling out in Germany Hawaiian schnitzel. Schnitzel, yeah. I can't talk all of a sudden. Sorry. But basically, what it is, it's your pork patty. That's the schnitzel, and you cook that, and then when it's almost done cooking, you put like a slice of Black Forest ham, a slice of pineapple ring, and Swiss cheese, and let that all melt and get nice and congealed and ooey gooey. And I love it. Maybe it's time for another German cooking video. I have to go back and look to see what cooking video I did last time. I can't remember if I did brats or if I actually did schnitzel. But I like to do my German version of it's basically a one pan dish. You know, you heat up your brats. You throw in some sliced potatoes. I usually use canned potatoes and sauerkraut. Now, mom won't eat the sauerkraut, but she does like the flavor. So, but usually it's me and Jerry eating it. Have you ever made warm potato salad with vinegar? No, I have not. I have eaten it and I do enjoy it. And I wish I could remember who it was that sent me a care package from California from this German deli in California, and I got like several different kinds of bratwurst, some mustards, some authentic sauerkraut, and the German potato salad. And they sent it to me. I think was it last October for my birthday. It was like a birthday gift. And I tell you what, it did not last more than 2 weeks. So yeah, didn't know how to make it, but it tastes so good. Um, I'm pretty sure you can find recipes for it online. I mean, just look online for German potato salad with vinegar. I used to have this website that I used to use for different recipes. I think it was just called cooks.com, and you put in like your main ingredient. Like, I've got ground beef and I've got this and this. What can I make with it? And they'll pull up like hundreds of recipes. It was Michelle Weeks. Okay, thank you, Sheila. I knew somebody would remember, but I'm not gonna beg her for it. Nah, that's not my mo. I don't like begging people for it. She just knew that I like German food and sent it to me, and I was just like, oh, ha, ha, thank you. Um, but I'm I was so happy and so surprised because it was like Michelle must have told Jerry that she was sending me a package, and as soon as we get the package, we have to open it up, and I was like, open it up as soon as we get it. What's in there? And then I opened it up, saw that it was from the German deli in California, and that it had dry dry uh, dry freezer bags, and you know those only have X amount of time before they no longer are viable. So I once I got the box open and I saw what was in it, I like, okay, this has got to go in the refrigerator. This has got to go in the refrigerator. This can go in the cabinet. You know, I enjoyed it. My doctor told me today my cholesterol is too high and I need to go to cut down on red meats and eat more veggies. Um, I feel you there, Sheila, because doctor said the same thing to me, and I was like, okay, I'll cut back on red meats, but that's going to be a pain in the butt because I'm not a real big chicken person, especially chicken off the bone, like chicken breast or chicken, boneless chicken. I can handle. It was just um, the veggie part because I'll eat pork and chicken and have red meat once in a blue moon. But for your cholesterol, let me give you a suggestion because it really works for me. Get yourself some omega 3 and some, what's the other one? Niacin and cinnamon. Those three over the counter, not even over the counter, you get it off right off the shelf at your local Walmart or CVS even. And I tell you what, between that and just trying to mind my diet, did me a whole lot of good. My cholesterol used to be 3,000. It's come down to 1450. So it's come down, but doctors don't think it's going to get much lower than that due to my cholesterol is genetic. It's not my diet, it's genetics. So I had to deal with that. But it's one of the, yeah, omega 3 is a fish oil. Does not taste fishy. In fact, the one I get tastes more like lemon than fish. So you get the omega 3 with lemon, and you won't have that weird fishy taste all day. Oh, you do take fish oil. Okay. Yeah, I'd go for the omega 3s. They're better in or quality. Um, but I'd have to go into my room and look at my medicine case to see what level I take. Hey, Margaret, glad to see you. I'm sorry I did not alert anybody to having. Well, I wasn't planning on having it this late at night. It's like almost 9 o'clock my time. My wife and I got interested, or we finished a series off of Netflix called um, Ancient Apocalypse. Um, I just don't eat too many French fries. I was never a big fan of fried foods, and I stopped eating French fries. I don't know how many years ago because it was just like they weren't tasting right to me. Um, but I think the only fried foods I eat nowadays is if I get anything at work or if I go to Burger King for their chicken fries. But of course, that's not like actual potatoes. That's chicken that's been fried up to look like a fry. Um, Sandra, I think that's how you pronounce your name. Colorado. How you guys doing up there? I hear you guys are getting some crazy weather. Hey, Irene. I am doing quite well. I am. I've been trying my best to, try to be positive. Today was kind of a trying day because, well, when I first woke up, I was like, oh, what are we doing today? Can't do as much as we wanted to because, well, there's a couple things I wanted to get to out that was outside, but it'd been raining all day. Um, oh, um, sorry you're feeling nauseous there, Margaret. I guess it comes with, within the first trimester of being pregnant. I guess I don't know. Um, most of the most of the girls or women or however you want to put it that I know of that were pregnant usually got a little nauseous during the first couple weeks to a month of pregnancy. I think that's because your body is changing and it either wants a lot of food or certain kinds of foods, and it's kind of hard to like really understand or make up your body making up its mind of what it wants. Um, Fighting a virus, oof. I hope everything's doing well then, Sheila, because certain viruses can be really tough. Yeah, I don't. My wife and I never got the luck to be parents of an actual baby. We've got our fur baby. We had a fur baby. She had to be put down because of ovarian cancer, and then it had been several years before we decided to get a new one. Um, I'm not saying that I don't want Oreo, but at times I sit there and go, I don't know if this is the right time to get a puppy, but I'm I'm making do. I mean, I'm finding ways to. I think that the times that are hardest for me with Oreo is when she decides to go into a rambunctious spell. She's either being non-cooperative or just being her, a crazy animal that runs around like a nut house. Um, um, I think we're just going up for dinner. It's outside of Fort Leonard Wood. It's St. Roberts, Missouri. The one place I would have liked to go, but I don't know how everybody else is feeling, is up to um, Herman, Missouri, where they've got a winery, the Stonehill Winery, and at the at the winery they have um, a German style German food, authentic German food restaurant, and every time I go, it's like, oof. Do I want schnitzel? Do I want sauerbraten? Or do I want? Nah, I usually don't get brats because I can make brats here at the house. So it's usually either schnitzel, which I can also make here at the house, or um, yeah, sauerbraten. I usually end up getting sauerbraten with red cabbage and what did I get last time? Did I get the? Yeah, I think I got German potato salad. Um, is everyone going or just you and Jerry? I think. Well, we're taking mom definitely. I don't know about Lisa. It depends on how she feels. But I'm not going to say no. I'll give her the opportunity to come. The only downfall is if all four of us go, who's watching the dog. Um, so it's kind of like one of those things. Is like, do we get our home health aide who has already offered to watch the dog while me and Jerry are on our cruise, or do we lock the dog in our kennel for a couple of hours? Um, I don't know. We did get her a GPS location electrical fence. Basically, it uses GPS location instead of like posts in the ground as a perimeter of how far on the property on our home she can go. But unfortunately, it did not want to connect with the GPS because I think the weather. It was very overcast, rainy, some thunderstorms. I'm hoping we can get it connected tomorrow. If not, it's one of those how we're going to deal with the dog. So it's one of those things. Um, we have an area in Iowa called the Amana colonies, which has wonderful German food. Hmm, never heard of it. Um, Sounds interesting though, because I mean, if they got German food, you know, can't really go all that wrong with German food unless you're just a really bad cook or inexperienced. In my case, um, I don't think there's actually any bad cooks out there. It's just their experience level or their level of desire to learn how to cook. Mama's a bad cook because she doesn't want to learn. She's happy with just being able to make, um, she could make her quiche and then cut it up and reheat it in the microwave, and that's she's got a few things that she can make when she wants to make it, you know. But today was supposed to be a little bit busier day, but between the weather, bringing us down and one thing or another going on, um, we did not do as much as we wanted to. I did get a few little projects done around the house. One of them being put the new filter in to try to keep all that pollen and whatnot out of the air. Okay, um, but hey, as long as whatever you cook you can survive on, you're doing good. Um, Hair, excuse me, sorry. But yeah, it's one of those like my mom used to joke about my grandmother not being able to boil water. Like she would burn boiled water. How do you do that? But um, no, like I said, I did a video earlier. I forgot to put it out there because I was like, oh, if I'm gonna do a live, why do I need to put a video out? But in that particular video, I was talking that I wanted to sit down either sometime tomorrow or Monday, either tomorrow or Sunday morning, and I wanted to start like um, using the calendar that I have, the day runner thingy I have, to start like planning out. Like I don't want to plan out my day like, okay, from here to here I got to do this and here to here I do this, but I want to kind of put down on paper like tentative projects or things to talk about or things to read from or that kind of stuff. Um, because I realized lately that without some sort of um, like not really like this is what's going to happen today, but more like, okay, you want to do this, you want to do this, you want to do this, but you only have X amount of time. Which is more important? Which can be either done quickly or easier, or takes less, doesn't take up as much time as I do sometimes. Because sometimes I don't always see my counter up here and um, or watch my time because there is a such thing as time blindness where you get blinded by what you're doing and lose track of your time. Um, I am guilty of that. Um, but I try to keep things going. Planning is good as long as you don't get stressed. That's the other thing is getting stressed. Because if it's stressing you out, it's not really worth it. It's not really worth the time, except for unfortunately work. Because sometimes work will stress you out no matter what kind of job you have, and you just have to learn how to keep it from being overly, you know, contaminating or taking over my mind. But yeah, I'm sorry. Is that Tori or Tani? Connie G. Is that the right way to spell it? As pronounce that? I'm German, and these are the most authentic recipes you can find on YouTube. Um, okay. I mean, yeah, I've seen some YouTubers that cook, and most of them are cooking from recipes. Um, it's been well. We got back from Germany in '84. There was a very good German restaurant in Mesa, Arizona that we used to go to on a regular basis. Oh, you're a new subscriber. Okay, that's probably why I this is the first time I'm seeing your name and can't pronounce it properly. Most of the ladies here will tell you that I try. um, Hello, Wendy. Glad you can make it. I'm having a bit of a sinus congestion, mostly from allergies. Um, it's really weird how my allergies seem to bug me the most right after a rainstorm or the height of algae season. And for some reason, this year, I think it's gonna be a really bad one because we had a very mild winter. Um, Excuse me, itchy nose. Um, Male problem. I probably have to trim the nose hairs. That's what it feels like when I breathe in. So I might have to do that later. No, I won't do it on camera. Um, the only thing I'll do on camera is try to scratch my nose without digging into it. Um, or comb my hair because sometimes I look at my hair and I'm like, oh my god, what happened? Part of it, I think part of my hair issue, besides it being long, which I kind of wanted to do, I want to be able to do my Nordic thing for the winter or for the summertime. But I have this strap on my glasses to keep my glasses from falling off my face when I do this number. Yeah. um, let's see here. Uh, well, that's good. I mean, we've had today's been a very rainy day with some lightning and thunder. It's been that way since 10 p.m. last night. It ended probably around 6:30, 7 o'clock here. Tomorrow's weather looks like it's going to be nice and sun, or partly cloudy, and oh, let me see. I can do that real quick without ending my one. Okay, we got flash flood warnings. Yay! So currently it's 44. High today was 46. We still got chances of rain throughout the night until midnight, and then it gets foggy. And then tomorrow's 58 with partly cloudy skies. So that's how it is right now. And oh, hold on, I'm trying to. Okay, there we go. So it's not that cold. I mean, it's bearable, but the rain is what is bringing everybody down here. Um, oh, cool. I might have to check out that website. Yeah, there are a lot of good recipes. Um, what the? I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking. But it's been this week has actually been quite interesting because I mean I get up and I deal with stuff around here, and sometimes I'm a little because of medications or I feel like I didn't get enough sleep. One of the things I've been finding, I don't really consider it stressful. I just consider it a slight annoyance. we've been trying to get Oreo to sleep at the foot of the bed on a dog bed, on a small dog bed, and she'll start there. But then I'll wake up at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning trying to roll over, and she's like right up against my back. And like this morning when I woke up, it felt like she literally was pushing one of her paws into my um, left kidney. And I was like, I cannot wake up with this kind of pain because one, I'll get worried like, okay, what is it? What's the problem? Is the dog sleeping the way she's been sleeping with us in the middle of the night a problem for me because she's pressing on that kidney area, or do I just need to find a way to better train her to stay where she's supposed to stay, which is hard enough as is because she wants to be up in our business. Um, because like when she wakes up, when she rises, everybody's waking up. She wants to be like trying to climb over our neck region to lick lick our faces like crazy, or with me it's like nip at my hair. Um, I mean, she's a good dog. She needs a little bit more training. Let's see here. I'm so glad you had a good week. Did you see your therapist? I don't see. It's next week. It's fudge. I might have to get a hold of them to redo the rearrange the appointment because Tuesday I gotta go. We gotta take Joanne to her spine doctor for scans and whatnot to see how well her spine is doing. That's gonna be fun. And then Monday, I think Jerry's going with Lisa to Columbia for Lisa's appointment because I think Lisa's doctor, her hip doctor, wants her to go to Columbia for something, and I might not be able to go because of work. But yeah, I did. I don't cook much anymore. It's just my son and I, plus my 73 with end stage emphysema and bladder cancer. Oh man. Um. Okay. Um. I don't want to use your initials because your first name is like how I pronounce that. Because if I ever pronounce it the way I think it looks, it's going to be Tawny. Um. But yeah, Tawny G. I'm sorry you're dealing with that stuff. I mean, as a husband and a caretaker of somebody with stage 4 renal carcinoma, um, I feel for you. I mean, I don't know how painful it could be or anything like that because I don't know how painful it is for Jerry. I just know what I see and what I have to deal with to help her out. And cancer of any form, I don't care what kind of cancer it is, that's a royal pain in the butt. I mean, it's a royal pain in the butt, just outright. Let's see here. Hope you can get it rescheduled. Yet this coming week. Well, it's this coming Tuesday. So yeah, it's important. Yeah, it is. Um, sorry, my brain is starting to like go everywhere. Um, in fact, Tuesday. Maybe I don't have to worry about it. I have to go look at my schedule because I can't remember what's what now. But I think Tuesday I just have my therapy, and it's probably the next Tuesday after that. That is Jerry's thing up in St. Louis. But um, I definitely like keeping in touch with my The buddy in the bar. The buddy in the bar. Okay, I'm lost now. Um, but anyhow, um, I for anybody who sorry, I'm just anybody who's having cancer of any form. Um, I can only imagine the problems, especially you're saying you have bladder cancer, and I I just hope you've got some sort of like somebody there to help take care of you. Um, I don't know the full scenario behind bladder cancer, what its details are, but like I said, cancer of any form could be a royal pain in the ass. I mean, taking all the different medications, the just the general wear and tear of your body, and feeling like you're out of it, or you have no energy, or you have no stamina, or I mean, before we realized that Jerry had cancer, she spent a lot of time in pain because she didn't realize what it was until one day she could not support herself on her knee because of the tumor in the knee due to the renal carcinoma. We were just happy that it skipped her lungs because it's supposed normally it goes from like the kidney to the lungs to the bones. Luckily, it didn't have anything. It didn't want anything to do with her lungs, and we got some good doctors. The one thing about my wife that anybody who really knows her, and several of the ladies here do know her well enough, that even with her cancer, she has very good high spirits. She doesn't let much get to her. She doesn't, she always sees the silver lining in most everything. So yeah, best bet you can do is just yeah, give it up to God, put it in His hands. If it's your time, it's your time. But try to enjoy the life you still have. Whether you're visiting family or they're visiting you, or you get to go on trips, don't let anything drag you down. If you let something drag you down, it does make for a rotten situation. Um, I wish I was done reading the book I just received from one of the viewers. I think it was Sheila that sent me the power of positive thinking, and I tell you, I unfortunately have not gotten past chapter one yet because I need to be undisturbed to read. I have trouble reading things when you got a dog bouncing around and barking and trying to jump on your lap and knock the book out of your hand or chew on the book or things like that. But I wish I could send you the book. I mean, I really think the power of positive thinking is the ultimate power. Let's see here. Spinal steroids and oof, my high tissue. I'm on high tissue because I only weigh 75 pounds. Oh man. I'm assuming most of that is because the medication you're taking is causing you to lose your appetite and don't feel like eating. Jared was that way while she was on chemo. That's good, Sheila. I'm glad that it's helping you. Like I said, I would love to be able to read more, but between the puppy and the time to get to read it is really kind of hampering me. At least you have your son and you're fine. Okay, well that's good. Um, like Jerry, like Jerry Ann, I had to go through on the days that she really did not feel like eating. It was mostly she didn't feel like eating solid foods because she was getting this the only thing I can call it is the chemo was tearing, causing problems with her mouth. And she could barely hold, she could barely get liquids, cool, not hot, but cool to lukewarm liquids past her mouth and whatnot because of the chemo, the pill version of chemo. But you know, here we are, almost 2 years to the day of her finding out she had um, renal carcinoma, and we're hoping that between May of this year, we May of this year, her sister-in-law got her for Christmas a cruise for her, and it cost us like an extra $400 for me to go with them. Which I was kind of like, cruise to the Bahamas. I'm not interested in the Bahamas. That's too far south for me. Too warm of a region. You know, I'd rather go on a cruise to like Alaska or Norway or somewhere to the north. So but I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I'll get a cruise in the future. So I'll take it for what it is. It was generally generous. Nah, I can't talk. It was a generous gift, and I was taught as a long time ago, you don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Of course, I joke about, well, okay, if we're going to Bermuda, are we going through the Bermuda Triangle? Because if we're going through the Bermuda Triangle, you can leave me in Miami. But you have to know who and a lot more about my brain and my superstitions and things like that to understand what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna go on a cruise and have fun. I mean, people who've gone on cruises have told me multiple times. Even if you don't get off the boat on to go on shore, you stay on the boat. There's plenty of things to do on the boat. We actually looked at it and reviewed a video of this particular cruise, and it's like, oh man, I can go paintballing, I can go bowling, I can, I'm not interested in the casinos because, no, no, even though I did have some luck at a casino or two in my life, I'm not going to press my luck. Um, there's all kinds of things, shows, massages, a lot of things I can do for self care. That's what I'm like, ooh, when I heard the word massage and sauna, I was just like, I want that. I want that. As Jerry said to me, that you're gonna get pampered when you go on this cruise. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be nothing but relaxation for you. I was like, I need that, So I'm kind of looking forward to it. Right now, everything looks like she's gonna be able to go. Actually, I have good news on that. Because everybody's been worried about how's Jerry gonna get around. Well, her sister normally rents a scooter, but they said it could cost money if you can get. Thanks, Scott. You can rent a scooter for a couple $100, and I'm like, I don't know. So we actually we found on AOL, no, Facebook Marketplace, a couple was selling a practically brand new, and I looked at it, and it is practically brand new scooter. So that you can use it instead of her wheelchair. So we can get rid of the wheelchair, which means that saves us $15 a month. Um, Mom actually dipped into what we call our vacation fund, funds that we use to go to Ohio, to give us the $500 for a scooter that is well worth over 1,200. So that was something good. You'll have so much fun on the cruise. You don't have to do anything. You can relax all week and eat good food. You can do anything you want, or something if you want, or nothing. I guess you're trying to say nothing if you want. I think you'll enjoy it. Yeah, I'm hoping so. Everybody says it's going to be fun. Um, Hi, Grandma G. Sorry I didn't see you there for a second. Irene, yes, I'm doing okay. Okay, all right. Let's see here. I did. I did. How about yourself? I guess. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's starting to sound like by just some of these comments, we've all had a good week, which is great. Um, I know a couple of you live in states that get snow pretty much up until May. Um, Hopefully, it's not as bad as it sounds. Um, you know, um, I don't know what's going on weather wise in your area, Sheila, but I know um, for me and Jerry, we've been a little under the weather. The weather around here has been like, oh yeah, like last weekend. I'll tell you what, last weekend it was sunny. It was reaching the upper 60s, almost 70, some odd, 74 degrees one day, and the next day it was like temperature nice up here, and then overnight turned to freezing cold. Woke up going, what the? It's really cold and raining. It just started raining, and it was like yeah, Thursday, Friday, and today it's been like overcast. No, today is Friday. Why am I thinking today is Saturday already? I don't know. But anyhow, yesterday at like oh 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, shortly after I got to work, it started just downpouring, and it was like, oh great, I forgot. I didn't think it was gonna rain. There was no sign of rain, so I didn't have a raincoat or a jacket or an umbrella. I just wore my uniform to work with no extra. So I had to literally run from the entranceway of my job to my car, getting drenched. And then today it's been raining all day and still raining up until about midnight. And I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I understand that, April showers, spring, the whole. But it's not April. It's almost into March. And I have a feeling Mother Nature's going to do one of these April Fools where they're going to be like, oh, yeah, it's going to be nice and sunny. And then you're going to wake up going, where's the sun? Where's the warmth? And why is it raining? Um, so, yeah, fun. All the snow is gone from the last dump of 24 inches, but New England, wait five, yeah. You know what, Grandma G, it seems to be everywhere because it's like that here in Missouri, except for today, it rained all day. But a lot of places that I've lived in, it's like, hey, if you don't like the weather now, wait 5 minutes. Um, yeah, we got a whole bunch of rain within the last 24 hours. Um, and St. Louis is supposed to get it, and they're talking about areas that are flooding. Like we've got a lot of different flood warnings here in Missouri, and I'm like, my cousin lives up in Bowling Green where the Mississippi and the Missouri River meets, and usually when they talk about flooding, he usually gets a bit of flooding, which can be hard on him as long as it's not too bad because he's on a I don't remember how many acreage it is, but he's got cattle out there, and that farm has been in the Henson family for a good 100 plus years, maybe 150 years, and he ain't about ready to give it up. He'll fight tooth and nail, Mother Nature, government, whomever, to keep that place. Um, but yeah, I'm hoping it feels good, but not too warm because when I get too hot, I break out. I literally my skin becomes very dry. It starts to peel. Um, if it's humid, I might be able to handle it as long as it's not like Arkansas humidity, where it's like, oh, you step out in the outside world, outside of a building or whatnot, and you feel like you just stepped into the sauna. It's like, I prefer the dry heat, thank you. But that's just me. Actually, I don't even like the dry heat. I don't like too much humidity. That's why I want to live on a mountain. There's not too much humidity. There's rarely any dry heat, and it's always fresh air, not polluted air. Um, oh yes, Mother Nature has some issues. Tornadoes in California. What? I've never heard of tornadoes in California except for in movies. Oh wow, what is this? Day after tomorrow? Or no, what was that? 2012 or something like that. Whatever that disaster movie was with that one guy. I'm always thinking he's Nicolas Cage, but he's not. Um, and I was about to say, Margaret, are you okay in California? Yes, we are, but it's been scary. Yeah, California getting tornadoes. That's just nuts. Oh man, I'm gonna have to clean off the area around my computer outside and start jumping online to look at that stuff because that's trackable. That's notable. But um, I have done 3 cruises, all of them on Disney Cruise. The Wonder of Magic and the Wonder Again. Love it. Okay, cool. We're looking into moving another state. Yeah, I mean, if you're in a state that does not get certain kind of weather, and all of a sudden your state is getting that kind of weather, I would think about moving out of it too. That was one of the biggest jokes that my I had with my in laws before we moved out here. The Rock was in one with the floods of San. Yeah, I know that one, but this one was global climate global climate change. Um, so it wasn't just like a general location. It was like the whole world was going nuts. Um, Moved to Albuquerque. No, that's too warm. I'm sorry. I'm joking around. Lived I lived in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, for numerous years after between when my dad retired from the military, or when we got back from Germany to the time Mom and I came out to Missouri back in the mid '90s, going, why are we in Arizona dying of the heat? So, um, but the argument or the joke between myself and my in-laws is like, why do you want to move into Missouri? Isn't that Tornado Alley? And I was like, I'd rather be blown away than blown and washed. Because Hurricane Sandy was one of those things where it's like, I'm done. I'm ready to leave. Um, um, I can imagine. I mean, that would be putting me to sleep. I think that was the day after tomorrow. No, it was the other one. It was 2012, not the one with Dennis Quaid. I know that one, and I like that one too. But no, this is one where they were like building arcs to survive the oncoming weather phenomenons. Junior, were you in the? I was not in the service. My father was. I was only 80 to 83, so I was 9, 10, 11, 12 years of age. We came back in 83, early 83. So no, I was there from 8 to, no, 9 to 11. We were in, well, the air base was called Han Air Force Base, or Platan. Um, it is situated, if you find on the map the Mosel River and you go up the Mosel River, you'll find a town called Zell, Zell. You go up from that town, you might find on a map, depending on your kind of map, the little town of Altley, which is where we lived for 2 years. And then up from Altley, you'll find a town called Zorn. And the airbase was right outside of Zorn, and it's no longer a U.S. military base. It is now a municipal airport for the locals. So, um, but if I were able to go back to Germany, and even though I wouldn't be able to say, hey, yeah, I remember the base housing was here, and that was the main gate into or the back gate into the air base, and I could probably take you through a tour, but Zell was one of the places that my father used to go to for wine sampling, and every so often he'd bring home some wine for the holidays. My parents preferred sweet white wine. I like sweet white, but there was a German wine that I discovered here in the States, and it came from, oh shoot, did it come from Munich? I can't remember where it came from, but it was called Liebe Frau Milch, Milk of the Virgin. And it was a beautiful tasting wine. I found that in New York when we were living there at the local liquor store. But then I came here and found mead. And of course, along with that mead, before I discovered mead, I discovered that I have Nordic ancestry. So that mead was like, oh, what is mead? What does it taste like? Do they still make it? And I went to my local liquor store and went, oh, yes, they make a beautiful mead. They make a very nice one. Well, they have two different types of meads that I like. One of them is actually made here at a distillery in the U.S. I think it's made in Michigan, and the other one, which is called Viking's Blood, is made straight out of Norway. In fact, I think I got a bottle. Well, it's not mead in this. There's no longer mead in this bottle. This is something totally different in here. But let's see here. See if I have. Yep, Nordic honey wine with hibiscus and hops added. And it says based on a recipe from about year 1700, 19% alcohol, and then on the back it will, yep, right here. On the back it tells you where it's made and the telephone number. It's produced and bottled. I cannot pronounce this name, but what is it? It says it's made in Denmark somewhere. Nope, that is not a Danish location. That is a Norwegian location. But due to marketing, they can't make it as strong as they do in Norway. So this is only 19% alcohol per volume, which is the American allowed by America. But I actually looked online because they have a website here, actually an email, and I asked them what their normal volumes are for the state for the home country, and they sent me a note back that most of their alcohol in Europe, especially in Norway and Denmark, and meads made there for the people of that area, is usually about a 20 to 30% alcohol per level per value, which is like, yeah, yeah, that would put a horse down here in America, um, but I love it. Let's see here. Our airport was once based now. It's Manchester Boston Regional. I'm glad you put Boston on it because if you would have just left it as Manchester, I would have been like, England. You know, um, my favorite soccer team is Manchester United. And yes, when I get a chance to, I play rugby. And they got mad at me at work for changing it from American football to rugby one day. And what's this stuff? It looks like dumb stuff. Like I'm like, you guys, those guys. Do you realize those guys are running around with just a cup? There's no padding, and they strongly believe that if they come off the field at the end of the game, if not a single if no if one person comes off the field after a rugby match without being bloodied, either cut, scratched, or whatever, That person must have been on the bench the whole game. Yeah, they're rowdy. I remember all those bases around my area. I'm from Nuremberg. Okay, met my husband there. We were married 35 years. Oh, okay, okay. Nuremberg. What is Nuremberg close to? What base? Because I know Stuttgart. I know Frankfurt. Frankfurt. I think I'm saying. I can't remember all these names. Jeez. But I do remember, well, Stuttgart especially because one of my cousins who was army was stationed there, and we went down there to visit him one time. Oh, you remember Lieberfrau? Okay. Yes, it is really good. I wish I could find it here, but I just can't seem to. Um, um, let's see here. Jim, I have bears. Three beer steins. My father-in-law brought back from Germany. He was on leave during the Korean War. Okay. Um, okay, I'm sorry. I had to block that person because his wordings and whatnot were not right. Let's see here. Don't forget to hit the like button and support you. Thank you, Sheila. Jim, my daughter lives in Texas and is going to a Renaissance fair tomorrow. That's right. The Texas Renaissance Fair is this time of year. Um, Lisa, well, several times when we went to Lisa, we went to the Houston, Texas Renaissance Fair. Or it wasn't in Houston, but it was pretty darn close to it. I'm kind of jealous too now. um, I gotta find out when the local Renaissance Fair is for Topeka, Kansas, and I think there's one near St. Louis. Uh, so you got married in Germany. Okay. So you were originally a German citizen and became a American citizen or dual citizen when you got married. Because if you got married over there on a U.S. military installation, um, you should have been able to get dual citizenship between America and Germany. Um, if I had been a little bit more wiser and my dad would have let me choose instead of having it chosen for me when he passed away, I could have been a Filipino American dual citizenship. But my dad had other plans, so that's that. Doesn't mean I can't go over there and see the sights, even though a lot of people are like, no, no, you don't want to go back to the Philippines. It's gotten too many problems. And I went, and what's the difference anywhere else? I gave up my German citizenship. Oh, that's your choice. I mean, just me, because if I had been like a friend of mine who was born in Germany, both of his parents were U.S. citizens, but because he was born in Ramstein, um, he was given a dual citizenship. Let's see here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bed. My bed says come. All right, Grandma G. Yeah, yeah. I'm probably gonna sign off here in a little bit. Anyhow, yeah, I'm over an hour, and I'm already getting one particular Yahoo, but I'm going to be going myself so I can get all this stuff done. Um, yeah, that is. Oh, you had to. Okay, okay. I I can understand that. I can understand that. But anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. And um, oh, you couldn't get a dual citizenship. Okay, maybe as an adult you can't, and maybe as a baby it's a future choice. But I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. I will probably be. I think tomorrow we're going to do a family um, chat session. Beings Lisa will be here, and Jerry, and knowing Mom, she'll just be off to the side while me, Jerry, will be up front, and Lisa might be off in the background. But we'll see. So, until tomorrow, guys, have a good one. Bye.